everybody. Welcome to our regularly scheduled live stream today, January 18th. I cannot believe we're actually 3 weeks almost into 2018.
I know, it's going by.
I know, it's crazy. It's going by so fast.
So fast.
That is crazy, actually. Feels like we're already a year in. No.
No, it kind of does.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys all again. We're going to be answering some questions from Discord. So if you guys are not on the Discord, please make sure to go to our official Discord, which is discord.gg/Ashes of Creation. I said Discord there a lot of times.
It's okay.
There is a live stream Q&A channel where you can post some questions. You're limited to one question per 10 minutes, so make sure it's a good one. In addition, we do have a couple of videos to show you today. They're short and sweet. One is Michael Bacon, his amazing Dunir dungeon, which looks pretty cool.
Looks really sweet.
Threw together a quick video of that. And then we also have a Alpha Zero first look at the Underrealm that Tristan put together. So we'll be showing you guys those videos here shortly. We actually, as many of you are aware, we began our Alpha Zero testing December 15th, and we did, sorry, let me mute that. By the way, how's audio? We're good?
Are we good?
Right.
Okay, we're
So
good.
no audio issues.
Fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
We just
waiting
2018 is going to be good.
Bomb to drop.
So yeah, we had our Alpha Zero December 15th. We have multiple phases of Alpha Zero. In fact, our next one is coming up here in just about under a week now.
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
under a week now is our next phase.
Got to shove some more people onto that server.
Yes, and a very actually interesting aspect of our first Alpha Zero December 15th is that we learned a lot. I mean, it was an immense help for us to actually have that first
Live experience for us.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of really, really good data. That's what we've been working on the last couple of weeks, doing tons and tons of optimizations, and really making a lot of progress on that side of things.
And I got
and good about running around with our heads on fire.
Yeah.
What was going on and why.
Yeah.
It was a decent bit of that.
Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Right?
It brings you back to reality.
It was just working. What's going on?
So, interesting aspect actually of Alpha Zero is that I gotta hand it to our Alpha Zero participants. You know, we didn't offer it as a purchasable phase because it is such a raw testing phase, right?
Yeah.
And it's not something that is something we're comfortable giving as a product that is people are going to purchase. But with that being said, those participants who did win the random drawings for Alpha Zero have been absolute troopers. You know,
Super patient.
Super patient. You know, I think they enjoyed the experience.
I hope so.
and hearing the feedback, they did. But most importantly, you know, there were times where they would have to re-download the game, and you know, they would stay up late with us because we wanted to get in like midnight session testing of certain things, and it was really it was cool to have such an engaged and patient community that was there with us every step of the way.
Who wanted to participate and wanted to help us make things better. I mean, that's really what we needed, and that's what we got, which was really cool.
And I got to say, another aspect of that, similar to us being at PAX West and having this community engagement, every time I engage with the community, we engage with the community, it is just more fuel for that fire of passion and baking this product.
Oh yeah.
Is just seeing that excitement and dedication from the community members. It does nothing but revitalize and repurpose why we're here in building Ashes.
Yeah, it's good to know we've got an audience, right? Like that's the most exciting part about this is that we're building it for you guys, we're building it for us, and we're working together so well. I gotta say, I'm really proud of you guys.
Absolutely.
Everybody's been fantastic.
Thank you.
Well done. So 2018 is upon us.
It is here. It has arrived.
2017 was actually an amazing year. I mean, as you guys know, who have been with us since we first launched the website and made the announcement for Ashes of Creation back last
year
December.
ago, yeah.
Like, not this last time, but the year ago, right? It was a crazy journey, right? I mean, I think I remember distinctly getting our 100th member on Discord.
Oh yeah.
Right? And
it was awesome.
Right, and our 1,000th member on the website registration. And now to see what that year...
I remember when our website went live accidentally
Oh, yeah.
and people found us when we weren't ready.
That was crazy.
That was a year ago.
Who
Can you
broke
believe
the
that?
story? Who was the first to break the story?
can't remember.
I think it was Massively OP.
I think it was.
Yeah, Massively OP. I think it was Justin from over at Massively OP was the first to break the story about Ashes of Creation because we did have that accidental website launch.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were, that was, I mean, it has been an unbelievable journey. The month of Kickstarter was the most distinct month, I think, of my life. Just every day, seeing that progress and that just wildfire
enthusiasm.
that was.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it was unbelievable. And now here we are in 2018, and the future looks brighter than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly is an understatement for me to say that I'm astonished by the progress that has. Oops, somebody ordered a pizza.
Uh-oh. Pizza.
Should
I open
pizza.
it?
Yeah, you go for it.
All right, I'm opening it for the pizza.
Man, there's probably pineapple on it again.
Oh no!
How's it going,
If it's pineapple, send it away. Well, who's it for?
Who's it from?
Steven or Peter?
Steven or Peter?
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter,
This is from
That's
somebody in the
that's
community.
Another pineapple pizza.
can you put it on the thing over there?
All right, so someone from the
Table.
community ordered a pineapple pizza.
No, it's actually barbecue chicken, I think.
Oh, well
Well, thank
done.
you. Thank you for
Well
ordering
done.
an edible pizza.
Yeah, thank you for the pizza. We appreciate it. You timed it perfectly. Well done. And what was I saying? So the future is brighter than ever. I mean, looking back, and I think it's an understatement for me to say that what we have accomplished from a production standpoint with regards to where the game is at right now is astonishing. I know we have some unbelievable veterans on the team, and in our department meetings when I'm talking about the current state of our production, even they in their history of experience with large titles like EverQuest or Vanguard or Star Wars Galaxies, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, we're agile and we are so focused on getting things done, right? I think it's one of the things that I is one of our philosophies where we just work and we get it done, and that's, I mean, every time we hit a milestone and every time we get past it, we get to look back and say like, man, we just built something cool, and we're going to continue to do that month in and month out. So,
and I think one of the most important aspects of these milestones and how aggressive they are is that as a team, it's beneficial for us to, like Akil said, run around with the hair on fire, right? Because it's during those tense moments of just hard production that we learn things we might not have learned if our hair wasn't on fire.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, all in all, we're doing a lot of learning and building and kind of, it's very organic the way that we're kind of, everything is structuring kind of around itself as it's expanding.
Yes, absolutely.
Hard sometimes, but
Hard most of the time.
hard if it was easy,
nobody,
everyone would be doing
Exactly, absolutely. So I mean, we have an awesome road ahead of us for the year 2018.
Yep.
We have big announcements we're going to be making in 2018. We have some big testing phases that perhaps we'll be getting to in 2018. And we also have some awesome community interaction dates that we'll be getting to interact with the community. For example, we've already announced PAX East in Boston, which is first week of April, I believe.
Can't wait to see you guys there.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. We're actually looking at a community after kind of party thing we're going to do after one of the days. I know it's going to be tough on the team because at PAX West it felt like it's
Well, I'll be wearing shoes this
there you
time,
go.
so
I'll be wearing sandals.
yeah. I don't know how you do it, man. I was dying after that first day.
When we went to PAX West, didn't I say everybody needed to have sandals?
Yeah, you said that was the dress
But
code.
some people couldn't cut it.
Some people couldn't cut it. I cut it for the first day.
Okay,
I couldn't cut it any of the other days.
Yeah, I think I was up like
My feet still hurt from that.
I think I was up like 36 hours straight that first day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was just about that. Yeah.
that was crazy. But no, we have awesome things planned for 2018. We cannot wait to see where we will be at different points in this year. Just looking back at where we came from in 2017.
From our Kickstarter,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's gonna be fun. So why don't we do this? Why don't we show one of the videos? I will let the Baconator choose which one we will show first.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm excited.
We'll all be surprised.
I'll be surprised.
It'll be something totally not.
Mic's off. Let's do mics off for the video. All right, guys. So that was Michael chose the Underrealm preview and Alpha Zero. That's just to give you guys a first look on the first iteration pass of the Underrealm, how it's going to feel. You know, when we were discussing it during Kickstarter, we were explaining how there are these wide, large, open caverns.
Yeah, it's not just a little tunnel, right? It's an entire ecosystem unto itself.
Absolutely, and one of the important aspects of color play as well is going to be some of the distinguishing factor between the different Underrealms and their regions that exist in the world. What their color influences are that kind of set them apart from different regions.
Right. The way we want them to kind of feel like you have gone, you know, to the north, or you know, you're hanging out in the tropical zone, except underground. We want to try to vary those environments and give them their own feel, their own climate.
Absolutely.
So to speak. I mean, it's not a climate underground, but it's similar.
Yeah. And it was, I think, you know, a lot of the Alpha Zero participants, their feedback was, you know, awe at the Underrealm. It was beautiful. It was a distinct, different feeling between above ground and in the Underrealm, and that's kind of what we're shooting for. Is making those two worlds exist in different parts.
Yeah, and just really trying to nail that fantasy feel.
Right, and another important aspect of the Underrealm, obviously, is that in the lore, the Underrealm serves as the home, the sanctuary, the hideout where the Tulnar develop. Right. This is where they fled to.
The last safe place.
Exactly.
Well, safe.
Yeah. Well.
But.
Yes, absolutely. It's still a very dangerous place. Yeah, no, we're very happy with it. Love seeing the artists take different iterative approaches to implementing new aspects of the Underrealm, particularly with the bioluminescence and just that light that exists down there. It's very cool. So we'll show the next one as well, and this is going to be one of the dungeon areas that Michael Bacon created. This is a Dunir dungeon. Well, not necessarily even dungeon, really. It's just a keep, kind of underground keep, you know. But I believe it actually is dungeon, so it might be dungeon.
I would call it dungeon.
It's a dungeon. It's a dungeon for gameplay. Absolutely, yeah. Very cool. I love seeing anything regarding the Dunir.
Yeah,
they have such a distinct feel.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, it's definitely closer to traditional dwarven kind of fantasy feel, but it is just such a fun race and culture.
And you can feel it in there too. I mean, I love watching what Bacon does.
Yes, Bacon is the Baconator. So we found out that the pizza is from Deathfire.
Deathfire,
thank you, Deathfire. We appreciate it.
Hopefully, it's not all gone by the time we get done with this.
It's going to be gone.
Oh, it's going to be gone. It's already gone.
It's already gone?
Yeah, definitely already gone. But actually, interesting note that was in the pizza says, "Hire me."
Yeah.
So I think I can segue that into an important development that we're going to be doing soon.
Good point. I like how you did
that. Which is that actually we, as Intrepid Studios, are starting our next hiring phase here in the next, I think like a couple of days, probably by Monday. We're going to post those up. We're looking to bring on 10 additional team members within a very short period of time. So that's a pretty big number because there's currently 25 that are in-house. So 10 is just about half of that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how numbers work.
Grow fast.
No, but it's keeping up with our pace, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're really moving forward fast.
Every time we hit a milestone, we figure things out. We bring more people on.
Absolutely, which is great from a production standpoint because the senior team, the leads here, they get a understanding of the production environment, and then they can train those who come on board after to accommodate. So keep an eye out for that. If you are an industry professional who is excited about our project.
Yep. And we want to talk to you.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Another important point is as we post these job postings, we'll also be bringing up the intrepidstudios.com site. It'll be a very simple landing page, but it'll contain some information about the company and also offer advice / procedure for applying for one of the positions. So that's an important thing to look out for. We have some concept art updates, excuse me, that we could show, and we might want to show those actually while we're doing some Q&A.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, I like it.
Might be a good idea.
I like it.
All right, let's do it. We have some. Let's start with the forums.
Forums?
Yeah, do you have that?
I think I do.
All right.
Oh, yep, I do. All right, so we'll start with BC Giants. Their question is, when are we going to upgrade? When are we going to be able to upgrade our packs on the website?
That's a very good question. Actually, our web dev team is currently working on that functionality, and our expected delivery date is around the 26th of January, give or take several days in case there's some unexpected testing errors that need to be addressed. But I would say it's safely around the end of this month, you'll be able to see the upgrade paths for the pre-order packages. In addition, you'll also see the add-on functionality available. If you are a Kickstarter backer or Summer Campaign backer, you will have the ability to purchase the cosmetics that are present in those pre-order packages independent of having to purchase the package itself. The cosmetics that are offered are themed on a monthly basis. This cosmetic that's currently in the package has been on a little bit longer than a month, but that's because we haven't had those functionalities in place. But we expect to have, once the functionality is in place for upgrades and add-ons done, probably a 1 to 2 week period of those cosmetics remaining before the next month's cosmetic comes into place.
So make sure you go shopping.
Yes.
Mosta69. My question is, on the last Alpha Zero stream, the QuickTime event bar was not present. Can you share an update on your thinking of this mechanic? Is it still there? Has it evolved, or was it removed? Thank you, team. XXOOXX.
Aw, that's nice. So, I mean, with regard specifically to the QuickTime event that was present in the PAX demo, we explained then that it is an iterative process on an idea, a mechanic that we were exploring, and a heavy portion of that mechanic relies on a UI representation that feels good. The basic concept is that there is a skill quotient to that aspect of combat, and how that is portrayed as the UI dependent aspect. We did not have time to iterate on the UI for that mechanic come this last Alpha Zero. So what we did is we widened the success range on those combo systems so that it was not really, I mean, it was a pseudo skill time thing.
We basically took the mini game out because we couldn't figure out how, we couldn't get it to a fun place in time. And so it is now kind of in its most basic boiled down form where it's got a little bit of a cadence to it. You can tap, you can generate focus. And so from here, we'll look at ways in the future to kind of like take that and make that more interesting and more fun and more engaging.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's going to be a core loop of ours, and we really want to spend a lot of time massaging it. So, you know, it's different now at Alpha Zero. It's going to be different at our next, you know, milestone. It'll continue to change. You'll continue to see it evolve until we land on exactly what we want.
Right, and the most important thing there with regards to it changing is that change is really going to incorporate feedback from the community in these different testing phases that we implement those out and see, you know, how fun is this? Is this a good mechanic?
We use the data that you guys give us to make good decisions.
Yes.
Pinkberry. Will there be cute pixie and fairy pets? Fae themed staffs with lanterns, maybe?
I think a safe answer to that is yes, there's going to be cool / cute / interesting pets that are available, and some may feel very Fae-like. Yeah.
I think it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Axios. Is Alpha 2 the only persistent test, or will the betas also have persistent servers? I understand this will come with regular character wipes and no transfers.
So persistent for us means that we're going to keep those servers up all day and night for until launch. So Alpha 2's persistence doesn't mean that there will not be character wipes, that there will not be perhaps testing wipes that are done. Will betas have persistence? I don't know yet. Probably not, I would say. I mean, they will have periods of access points, and then that period will close. Another aspect to Alpha 2 was our promise that past launch, the Alpha 2 servers will be the public test servers. So those are what we will spool up again when we want to implement patches, updates, and we will allow people to go there for testing and stuff like that.
Kind of preview.
Exactly.
Shylock. During your last live stream, aka Pew Pew Fest, I was left with the impression that range attacks are highly preferred at the moment. Is there going to be a balancing aspect integrated into the gameplay for those of us that like melee?
No, no. We're not going to balance anything. We're going to. That's my goal. That's
Next question.
No balance.
Oh, really? You go ahead.
But yeah, I don't think there's any preference. If there appears to be a preference to range attacks, it is not intentional, and we would like combat to feel balanced and fun, no matter what range you play at.
Right.
So,
and for there to be a reason to be at that
and to be a reason to be at that range. Yeah, and that is an ongoing thing. We will do it all through alphas, all through betas. Once we're live, we will continue to do that. Like, balance is something that just never stops. It is the game from now till 50 years from now.
Nice.
I like that. That was
a good number. Yeah.
Solo. According to it's SZOLO, so Solo.
Zolo. The S is silent.
Okay. I thought the Z would be silent, but that's okay. According to a website blog entry, players will be able to buy food and drink from the tavern, some of which will be supplied by the tavern owner or other patrons that they get their menu from. Does this mean that players will have an effect on the dishes served in the tavern? For example, every tavern will have some basic food, and special dishes with limited quantity will only pop up in case players supply the tavern with certain meat, vegetables, spices, etc.
Yep.
The answer to that is yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was the end of the question.
Okay. Yes, the characters will have a defined region of agency over what is available in the different taverns, whether they be taverns located within the city or taverns located on a freehold. And those could be tied to supply quests that are then done by the players. They could also be regionally determined of availability.
Based on what resources are there,
Absolutely.
right? Like if you're a tavern over on the western side, you might have different, grains and spices and meat there. And then over on the other side of the world, it might be taverns with completely different things.
Right,
so.
and those foods have different effects. Yes.
Yep. All right, Tyken. Is there any plan to make Bear McCreary's soundtrack available outside of the game?
Absolutely.
Many like myself are huge fans of anything he does and would love to get our hands on it.
So I know I've expressed this on multiple occasions, not just to the community, but also in my discussions with Bear. I usually lead with, by the way, did I mention I'm a great fan?
Yeah, yeah. I think I've been
yeah. No, yes, that is the intent. Bear is a phenomenal composer. I mean, he is unbelievable in his artistic expression in music. And for me personally, music plays such a pivotal role in the immersive factor of a game. Being able to lose yourself in the world has such musical implications for me, right? And Bear being the amazing artist that he is, actually, I got an awesome gift from Bear last week. It came in the mail. He sent me these gummy bears.
Oh, really?
So one, I love gummy bears, but two, I noticed the gummy bears didn't say gummy on the front; they just said bears. Oh. I was like, oh, I get it. I understand now. No, but yes, that is our intent. We fully intend to utilize Bear's amazing talent when it comes to the immersive quality of our game.
So this question, I actually don't know if we can answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Oh, wow. Look at you getting daring in 2018.
Know, it's a new...
My goodness.
Drakdoc, are there any... We may have actually already talked about this. Are there any plans to offer some sort of mobile tie-in with the game? What I mean is some way to see character information, node information, perhaps track sales of your merchant, or manage your guild alliance, etc.
I believe we spoke about this a little bit before.
Did we?
I think we did, yeah. So a little bit before we spoke about having these certain types of services and or mechanics that are available in game and translate well to a mobile application that you're capable of influencing while not in the game but elsewhere.
Maybe in a meeting.
Oh my goodness, we don't want to know. We don't want to say that, but whatever you're doing, having that authority over certain mechanics that translate well, we want to implement that. Yes.
All right. Adrian asks, if I own an open world player home in a mountain somewhere next to a peaceful river, will me and my in-game wife Gretchen be susceptible to griefing or PKing by other players? If so, do I have the option as a tax-paying homeowner to obtain or hire protection through mercenary, bodyguards, or perhaps guard dogs?
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. So I believe we've also mentioned before that if you're on your property or in your home, you don't have to worry about being PK'd.
Yeah. You're safe inside.
You're safe inside.
Inside.
If you are around your home or freehold, then that is a part of the open world. And depending on the proximity of that location to a node might determine whether there are relevant patrols of NPC guards, which may not enjoy that type of behavior among players, right? And might intercede.
Maybe.
But whether or not you can purchase, hire, rent, deploy guards just as an all-time status around your freehold, I don't believe that's an intention we
can always ask another friend.
Right, that's true.
Right?
Absolutely. Reliance on community and friendship. That's a MMO staple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much for, we probably should check some...
All right, let's check some Discord questions. So, what do we have here? Let's go to the top. Wow. Okay, sorry. Question from Poison's God of All. Am I awesome?
You are.
Yeah.
All right, you're awesome, buddy. That's the first question.
Oh, that was the question. I thought that was his name.
That was just a
That's a
question.
long name. Wow.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Will there be a wide variety of tameable animals to use as combat pets?
Probably. I mean, so kind of at the simplest level, what I could see us doing is you can tame something and it'll fit like a creature template. And so even though you've got a certain creature, you can tame, like it can be a wolf, it can be a dog, it can be anything in the world, and we just kind of like balance it so it just looks like whatever you just tamed, and it looks like whatever you just tamed, but it has like the behaviors of kind of a real pet in the world. And so that's something that's not super complicated and it's easy to balance. But beyond that, like saying you could tame anything, I think that's cool. But
it's cool, but
there's a whole set of other difficulties. But yeah, I'd love to see it, and that's something I
would love to see it as
certainly
well.
shoot for, and I don't think it's a reach.
Yes. Okay, next question. From Inori. Could you please allow us to tame many, many mounts? So we can choose every day again which mount we want to use. So, I mean, you're going to be able to have many different mounts to choose from. And you can deploy them as you wish.
Or you can breed them as you wish.
Correct.
Or you can,
We're going to limit that somehow? We're going to like stable size or?
Yeah, I mean, there may be some type of mechanic that requires infrastructure to house a greater number of mounts, right? But
it's going to be big,
right?
It's definitely one per day of the week.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Nightwolf. What kind of things would we be able to climb in the game? Since the days of EverQuest, I've always wanted to climb the trees and just wait. Either a way to escape a predator or to wait for something to come to us.
Basically, he wants to be a drop bear.
Drop bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Climbing's problematic.
It is.
It's problematic in a lot of different ways.
Especially when it's open like that. It's something we, of course, would love to do. It would add a lot of variety to your gameplay, but again, the difficulty in implementing a system that's so broad like that, it's something we'd really have to take a look at, and would be something.
There's definitely going to be scenarios in which climbing is present. Whether or not it will be as freeform as I just choose any tree I want, or any cliff I want, and I can climb it, probably not.
Yeah. We're not making Breath of the Wild.
Yes. There you go. Okay, very cool. All right, next question. Question from Mutiny McBob. In any of the alphas or betas, will we be able to test siege mechanics? Absolutely.
That's going to be a big system that's going to need a lot of banging on.
It is a huge system because, I mean, not only sieging mechanics, there's a variety there between the different things that are siegeable, right? Such as castles or nodes, and those are two very different design scenarios, but they share many of the common engineering development that requires the number of players on the team, the factions between attackers and defenders, putting them all in a zone. How many participants? A lot of people need to be present in that.
We system
need to test
with a lot of moving parts, and
yes.
we'd be crazy to not test that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, with as many people as we can, as many times as we can, for as long as we can.
Absolutely. Question from Influenza. What kind of siege weapons will be used in game? Craftable, bought from NPCs, limited to carrying certain ones?
Yes.
All of the above?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the above, absolutely. So, I mean, part of this endeavor of sieging a player-held location or non-player-held location is time to prepare, and that includes gathering and crafting these mega weapons, or collecting the resources, whether it be gold or specific quest items to purchase from NPCs, some of these weapons. And obviously we want choice to be a factor, so you're not going to be able to carry a trebuchet in one hand and a ballista in the other and just walk up to the field.
Ballistas,
and
yes.
just, So, yes. Answer is yes. All right. Question from... Oh, how funny. That's the Gretchen one was in here as well.
Thanks.
Yes. Tell your wife hello.
In-game one.
In-game one. Okay. Question from Lally. Oh, wait. Imp Lally. Is there a limit to the number of taverns that can be in a node? Yes. There's going to be defined parameters for in-node building locations, and once that defined limit is reached, presumably, then you cannot have more taverns. Yeah. Otherwise, it would just be a node of nothing but taverns.
It would just be taverns everywhere.
Just taverns.
As far as the eye can see.
That'd be interesting, though.
Tavern world.
Tavern world. World of taverns. Okay, question from... Watch, that's going to be a game soon. From somebody.
You've made it.
Okay, here we go. Question from Amnesty Burnt Slayer. Lore question. Is Steven the only person that is Steven the only person that's working on the lore for this game, or is there a small team under Steven's guidance and painting his vision of Vera? That's a good question. So there's kind of different parts to the lore, right? There is the origin story. There is the story of the fall. There is the overarching story of kind of deliverance / return, and then all of those fall into a subset of different personal quest lines, cultural quest lines, regional quest lines, and Jeff has been working a lot on those with regards to Alpha Zero, and will continue to do so as we move into the broader category of the world itself for Alpha 1 and 2.
I mean, for the most part, Steven is the guy who comes up with the story, and then I write it.
Right.
And that's kind of how it usually works. He's a creative director. This is his idea. So it's a lot of talking with Steven and trying to pull things out of his head and, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
There's a lot of stuff up here.
There's a lot of stuff up there. And
that's half the battle.
So I mean, it's a collaborative effort, but I mean, Steven generally drives it. Steven is not capable of writing it all, though.
Right? Absolutely. There's a lot. So, and part of my approach towards the grand idea of the world of Ashes of Creation is I'm a very collaborative kind of a focused person. I want there to be input from people of different walks of life that have different experiences, because they can relate in a way that I may not be able to.
Right.
And Jeff, Akil, Joshua, Peter, the team in general, we get input in our meetings on the direction of certain things.
Right.
And that's important to me because, from a director's perspective, I can hear these things and pull the best parts from everything and form kind of this overarching narrative.
And then anything creative, right?
Yes.
Critique is how you kind of make things better.
Yes.
And so that's a lot of what we do.
Absolutely. Good question. Okay. Question from Alarion. How does water get into the Underrealm? Will there be little holes for rain and potentially players to fall through? It's a great question. There actually are holes that will be present in the ceiling, perhaps, of some of the great big caverns that exist in the world. Whether or not a person falls into it,
it's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aquifers, running water underground.
Absolutely.
It'll just be there.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Question from Zakalik. Intrepid Studios. Is there any reward for being an Alpha Zero tester, such as a badge or a title? There is indeed rewards for being an Alpha Zero tester, and they're twofold. One, yes, I believe there'll be a badge that we'll implement on the forums eventually. And then the second thing is, funny thing that happened early on in the testing, for a technical reason, some of the players coming into Alpha Zero would get stuck at a certain loading screen. A very specific loading screen. And it was very beneficial for us to get these players stuck there because it illuminated an issue that needed to be fixed, which is the purpose of testing in the first place. But as a compensation for just this interesting loading screen issue, I decided that we would create a house decor item of this particular thing that they could put on the mantle of their home.
So they could always remember
this, right. And just to give some insight as to what it was, one of the loading screens was a countryside that you could see with a volcano in the background and a large windmill near the front. Yeah. So as it was aptly then named the Windmill Boss, it grew bloodier by the day
Yeah.
for certain testing phases. So these particular Alpha Zero phase of testers will receive a windmill decor item that will sit on a mantle in the home. Yeah.
And you'll also get our thanks.
Yes.
Our eternal thanks.
Eternal thanks. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. So, question from Sarubot. Any ETA on a page on the website or pages that will contain info on the skills for classes, a more visual graphic to help others somewhat theory craft their hopeful classes?
That will come eventually.
Yes.
It'll probably be pretty close to launch, like or late beta, right? Because we want to be
when things are pretty final.
When things are pretty final, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
We'll probably have something like that internal for beta testers when we let them into beta. But
question from Infiruk. With the additional hiring, are you on schedule for how far you wanted to be in production? Maybe ahead or behind? I would say, as an initial response to that, I am extremely comfortable and happy with where we are at the moment. If I were to give a general response to that without eliciting hope for an earlier delivery date than was estimated in our Kickstarter, I would say that I would feel we're slightly ahead or in a better position than I anticipated we would be at this point. That would be my general response. I'm very, very happy with where production is. I'm grateful that we were able to get hundreds of players in Alpha Zero in and actually testing in a game environment and collecting good information from that. I feel good about where we're at. Let's see. Next question from let's do Zeki the Phoenix. What role would you like bards and summoners of any class combination to play within a party?
So summoners are kind of your flex guy. They fill the hole that your party may not have filled. They can do things maybe not. They can shift their roles easily. Support, I think bards specifically, will be more of a force multiplier. They will make the party as a whole better. So that's kind of the roles that they play. Remember, our parties are fairly large, so support is going to have kind of this pretty intense multiplicative effect. And then whenever you're not able to get that full party in, a summoner is always going to be a good person to bring.
Good answer. Okay, question from Rodzor. How will you deal with gold sellers? How will you handle player-to-player trading?
Well, I'm just going to ban them all.
I know. So how will we deal with gold sellers? There will be a lot of security features in place that collect user data and flag for inspection certain unusual data that may not be normal. So we'll have heat map there. And additionally...
a live heat map.
Right, a live heat map. And additionally, gold sellers will be banned. And there will be report player functions available in game to also drive that to our attention. What was the second part of that?
Will there be player trades?
Will there be player-to-player trading?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a core component.
Will AOC have a system in place to prevent bots from ruining the game?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Bots will not win.
Bots will not win.
They may try.
We shall smite them.
They will lose.
We shall smite them in your honor. Okay. Next question. Let's see. How many different weapons from ЛИКE? How many different weapons will there be with all the classes, or will there be only one weapon for each class?
So weapons are agnostic of class. And I always forget how many weapons there are. I want to say 12.
classes?
12 weapons?
15 if you count
I think
offhand shields and stuff. Might
Right.
be closer to 15.
It's around there.
Yeah.
Around there. There's a good amount of, you know, magical weapons, heavy weapons, double weapons.
And there's some kind of funky stuff where like a halberd is the same weapon to us as like a spear because you can attack the same way. So we'll get some like multiple weapons out of a single like weapon.
Type. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, next one.
Sorry.
What? That's crazy. Okay, next question.
Too much caffeine.
Too much. There was a good question that I saw, but I lost it. I can't remember where I put it. Oh, here we go. Question from Dot. For players that get into the alpha or beta of the game, is there an NDA that prevents streaming during those times? There will not be an NDA present for Alpha 1, 2, or the betas.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, did I mention about the NDA?
You did not.
No, I did not. Okay. So as a matter of fact, in our next Alpha 0 phase, which is going to be coming up at the end of this month, I am very, very likely going to be removing the NDA so that participants of that phase are capable of streaming and doing some content creation around the current state of our testing phase, which again, you know, I've discussed this before with you guys as a community, that there are great upsides to this type of transparent development, and then there are also some downsides to it. But with that in mind, I am still of the opinion that that it is more beneficial for us as a studio, for us as a community, and a new IP project to be transparent in the development of Ashes of Creation and have trust that our community and those who see it will see it for what it is, an iterative process that is very early in development, and a lot of that polish aspect to it comes pretty late in the production phase, in the production process. I think that this is the way gaming companies should operate, because as our genre grows as a community, it is something to say that studios like ours and other MMORPG creation studios, they have more to benefit from the input of their audience by showing them these things through the iterative process.
Especially such a huge game as an MMO,
Absolutely.
right? Like there is no way for us to know whether something is good or not unless we give people exposure to it.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes, you know, like I came into this venture purely as the perspective of a gamer. And it was my dream, my passion to start a studios and to implement some of the key components of an MMORPG that I felt other companies were lacking. And now, having been here for just over 2 years and being at the state we're at, sometimes it's possible to get stuck in that perspective of developing the game, and you may lose out on the perspective of what was previously there, a gamer. Like, I'm always a gamer at heart, but I think it's just a better environment if the community has a voice in seeing what's going on and being able to communicate with developers.
Yeah, they're part of the board, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's one of those things. It seems silly to me that you wouldn't do it that way, just because you guys are the ones who are going to be playing it. You were the ones who are going to be consuming it. We're only 25 people here. You know, there's so many more of you guys, so that gives us a better perspective.
Absolutely. So look forward to, near the end of this month, you'll start to see some content created around the Alpha 0 experience. And keep in mind that there is trust on behalf of the studios with you, that you will take it for what it is, which is a very early iterative process of Ashes of Creation.
There's a long way to go from here.
So with that, we will have another stream at the end of this month. I know that these two are a little close to each other, but again, we do 2 streams a month, so we will have another stream at the end of this month. look forward to some of those examples of gameplay from AlphaZero that may be coming soon. In addition, some website functionality will be in place hopefully by the 24th or 26th. And thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.